Hi Twin Flames, Highlight Workers. Lisha and Andy here again with another video. How are y'all doing? Well, it's so nice to have you on here again. Thank you for joining me for our fourth series in our chakra cleansing series. Today we're going to be talking about the heart chakra, and I have a lot of information to cover in this particular video, so I hope we can get through it all in a good, timely manner. I just want to ask you guys, how has your week been? How have the last few weeks been for you on your journey? If you are a twin flame, or if you are a light worker, or someone who just loves to love and you're joining us because you have a heart for music, you have a heart for people in general, and you want to see this world become a better place. I know you guys are all here for that reason, so I want to thank you for your presence. I want to thank you for bringing your energy to this channel, because the more energy I feel from you, the more I'm able to channel more great information for you guys from my angels, from Source, from Father Mama, and I can give you guys a lot more, helpful things to help you in your healing on this channel. So we've been doing a lot of things, and it's really been paying off for me. I told you guys in the last video that I have had some experiences with like some shadow work that I've done, and that has been coming up in my dreams. I also had a chance yesterday to experience saying no to a couple of people who are trying to hit on me. So, as you shine your light more, as you become more bright with your the healing that you're doing, the healing work you're doing, you're going to become more attractive. And more attractive meaning that your light is going to be shining so bright, you're going to attract a lot of different people to you. And it could be people who have good intentions, or it could be people who don't have good intentions. And so it's up to you to discern whether or not you want to engage with these people. And there are ways for you to tastefully decline anyone's offer. That's what I had to do a couple times yesterday. And it was really kind of a good practice for me, because like I told you guys, in the past it was hard for me to really say no to people. It was hard for me to find the right words to say. And this particular occasion yesterday, I had to go out, and I do Uber Eats, so I deliver food. And so I was at a restaurant or a fast food place waiting for the food to be ready. And one of the other fellow drivers who was also waiting came and approached me, and was just really, like, first of all, getting way too close and up too close and too personal, invading my space or whatnot. And so I kind of had nowhere to go, because I was cornered into a little wall space. So I had to just kind of, first of all, I was looking at him, but not really trying to keep looking at him and making eye contact with him, to let him know that I wasn't really interested. I kept looking at my phone. I kept trying to, make hints that I wasn't interested, but yeah, he kept talking to me. And so, he was trying to entice me, trying to get me to do, to agree to go and do things with him. And he was even telling me how he had horses. He showed me pictures of his horses, and he showed me pictures of his, boat that he has. And he goes to Catalina Island, and, frequently, and all this kind of stuff. Very enticing, very mature man who had things going for him. And, I'm not going to say that people are, you just, not suitable, suitors. I'm just saying that, for me, I had a chance to really look within, and understand that this is not something that I wanted to engage in. And so, at one point, I was about to move, and he said, "Oh, take down my number, let me give you my number and you can text me." And I didn't say anything. And he said, "Oh, take my number." And I said, "Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you." And I walked away. So, I had to learn how to say, "No, thank you. I'm good," and it was just one of those things where this time I felt really calm about it, and I said it with confidence. I probably allowed it to go on a little bit longer than I should have, but because he was taking advantage of the time that was lapsing from us not having our orders ready. So I, since I was in that corner that I was in, I kind of, felt like there was nothing I could do at the time. But then I just said, you know what, I can move, I can just go away. And that will let him know that I'm not interested. And also I had to tell him, I'm good, thank you, I don't want to take your number, I'm good. And I just walked away. And so he was probably just kind of like baffled by that. But, it was something that I felt good about, and it helped me to rebuild and regain my confidence and saying no. I'm living in LA, and so I know firsthand that you're going to have a lot of people that are you're going to have to learn how to say no to very quickly. So if you ever need a place to go that that you can get that practice in, come to LA, because it is terrible out here. You will definitely be getting talked to by some of everyone, and they don't really care about how they approach you sometimes. And that was the second person. The second person was just very, very kind of out there when he approached me and just talking about some of everything. And I just had to tell him, hey, I'm working, I'm sorry, And so he just kind of left, and he left me alone. And he was like, oh, okay, but they can get really outlandish with the things they start saying to you. They can be very, very crazy with some of the ways that they come at you. And so, it's just one of those things you just have to learn how to, you know, to embrace yourself and learn how to create a space for yourself, and to not let anybody invade your personal space. And then, feel confident and feel comfortable and at peace with saying no, and that's what I had to do. So it was a very good learning experience for me. I felt like it was kind of like, some tests that I was being thrown. I'm starting to feel very excited too, because, I feel like something is going to happen soon in my own personal twin flame journey. And I just feel as though these videos that I'm making for you guys are going to propel me further into my journey. And I feel that there are going to be some things possibly happening soon in relation to my twin flame, and I connecting in the physical. So, I'm starting to get that little antsy feeling. I'm starting to feel more as though things are trying to move forward a lot better. And so, I just hope and pray that, this happens for each of you guys as you heal on your journey, because these feelings, they do come up. And, I'm starting to learn also that, like I said, as I make these videos for you guys, I'm doing the research to make these videos on my own, which is helping me as well. It's helping to teach me about my own chakras, my own self, my own body, my own, way of thinking, how I can change that, how I can go through my own, ego mind and see where I need to heal and adjust and make changes. Okay. So it's not just something I'm doing to help you guys out. I'm helping myself out in the process. And like I told you guys, in order for you to love others, you must first love yourself, and you're loving yourself when you love your creator. You're loving your creator when you love yourself, because your creator is within you. Okay. So that's one thing that was really powerful, that stuck out for me, that I believe Father Mama showed me, is that when you love yourself, you're also loving your creator, because your creator is within you. And it gives me chills to just say these things to you guys. I just feel so warm, and the feelings just sweep over me, and I just start grinning, because it's a beautiful thing to share. It's a beautiful thing to be able to feel within, when you really get into your meditation and you start to feel that love coming through from Father, Mama, or from Source or Creator, whatever you choose to call, the universe or Source, Creator, whatever it is. You feel those feelings, and you feel that warmth, that vibration that comes in, that sweeps over you and makes you feel calm and at ease. That's what our meditation does for us, and that is why it is so critical for you guys to set out 15 minutes each day, or 30 minutes, or an hour, whatever amount of time you're able to, because it really does help you to get aligned. This is how you keep your chakras in alignment each day, and how you keep your vibration high, is through eliminating a lot of the negativity that has come through you throughout the day or throughout the evening. If you've been having restless nights, a lot of times you might wake up and you just don't feel like you really got a good night's sleep, because you've been not sleeping well, and maybe you've had thoughts and your mind has been racing at night. You might be missing your twin flame. You might be wondering how things are going to happen or how this is going to come together, and your twin flame might be going through these things too, and you might just be feeling the effects of them going through it. And so you really have to learn how to cleanse those negative energies out of your system, and to erase lower vibrations out of your system. And so the best way to do that is to meditate and to do practice things like yoga, and all of these different areas that I'm going through in each chakra, telling you guys how to heal them. Those are the practices that you need to be doing. So hopefully you've been able to look at the first three: the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra videos, and see what you need to do for each one of those to heal them. Okay, so I hope you are able to write those things down and to start to put them into daily practice. It's not every day you're going to do every single thing that I mentioned, but these are some of the ways you can pick what works best for you to do to heal. Okay, just like simple things like drawing, or getting in touch with your inner child by coloring, making arts and crafts, doing things that you love to do. It doesn't have to necessarily be for anyone else to see. It just can be for your own pleasure, for your own way of passing time away in a productive way that helps you. Okay, so just know that these are all practices that not only am I telling you guys, I'm doing these for myself as well, as helping me so much. Like I said, my dreams have been changing. I've had, I had my situation last time, like I told you, with my car that broke down. I got it fixed, thank God. I was able to, get to work, and, also I had this meeting that I had today. I'm going to talk about that a little later on, that I have to go to for my job. And so, I was just thankful that I didn't have to, turn around and have so much. I didn't have to call on anyone else necessarily to do things for me. I was able to manage it and to handle it myself. So I was really thankful for that, because, like I said, I'm not really here in LA with a lot of people that I have to call on to help me. My family's far away from me, so they can't necessarily help me by coming to me to my rescue if I get into any situation like that where I'm stranded. But thank goodness for AAA, and thank goodness for people that help, or that just can just have a heart to do something nice, and which is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so we're talking about the heart chakra. And I also wanted to just let you guys know that, as we go through these chakras, and as you start to watch these videos, you're going to feel different, okay? Just like I am. You're going to feel the same thing after you are really able to focus on what I'm saying to you. I have gone back and watched these videos for myself, you guys, because like I said, when I'm making these videos, I'm channeling information for you through from my angels. And so I don't necessarily, benefit from just talking about it. When I benefit the most is from going back over and watching these videos after I make them and post them for you guys. So it's very helpful for me too. And so you're going to feel a change in yourself. You're going to start to feel more uplifted, more energy flowing through you. You're going to see where your body is changing. You're going to actually feel so much more in your physical body, healing and getting better as you start implementing these practices, as you start to understand what's going on with you on your journey. Okay, so yes, you're going through a lot. You're going through tower moments. You're going through dark nights of the soul. You're going through breaking up with karmic partners. You're going through whatever it is in your journey that you're having to experience right now. You're led to these videos because you're in need of support. You're in need of healing. You're in need of someone that can understand what you've been through and what you're going through, and can help guide you through it. Okay, so with the aid of these videos, this is why I'm creating this platform, and that's why I veered off onto different tangents as far as dealing with the chakras. It's not necessarily music related, but it is in the sense that my music actually stems from my sacral chakra. Okay, so when I do create, I'm using my sacral chakra, which is in alignment to create this beautiful music. I'm using my crown chakra because I'm able to channel my angels and channel the lyrics that are coming through that are so powerful that been able to explain in these different series. So it's all connected. And so as you start to really make sure that each of these chakras is in alignment, you're going to understand how better you can be as a person. Okay, you're going to become your best self. And you don't need a whole lot of different structures and plans. You don't need to have a lot of groups. You don't need to do a lot of paying a lot of money to do a lot of things. You can actually heal yourself through listening to videos such as these series videos that I'm putting into the playlists that are going to be so helpful. As I find videos that help me, I'm going to be putting them into playlists that it's going to be intermixed with my own videos that I'm making for you, so that you can have other references and not just me to tell you that these are similar things that we're all saying on these different channels. Some of the ones that I find that I really enjoy listening to, I'm loving the fact that I can tie them in to this channel and make sure that they're all, that you're introduced to other YouTubers who are here on the same journey or who are giving information that is similar, so that you can, not just go off of my word. Okay, don't take my word for it. Okay, if y'all know what that's from. Okay, that's actually one of the good things about childhood, is knowing that there are different programs, and that's one of the things that my brothers and sister and I would always do, is joke around and make like quotes from different TV shows. And that was a famous LeVar Burton saying, but don't take my word for it. He wanted you to go and find out for yourself. In the Reading Rainbow series, the TV show that was on for so long, and shout outs to him because I used to watch that all the time, on PBS. And so, it's just one of those things, you have memories of things like that. That's a good memory, being able to share those memories with my brothers and my sister, and to know that it was something that stuck with me, and that I can use and reference with you guys. So if you have any little moments like that, just share them in the comments. Let us know what things jump out at you. If you relate to what I'm saying, if you've ever had an experience where you did little games like that with your siblings, that was also Siblings Day the other day, 2 days ago. So I had a picture that I posted on my Facebook of me and all my siblings, and I have 2 brothers and a sister. And so, it was really fun just to see us all together for the first time. Picture was taken about a year ago, but it was the first time that we were all together under the same roof in about 10 years. And that was last year that this was taken. So it was nice to bring that memory back up as well. So, it was, just so many things that I'm grateful for, so many things that I see happening. I was able to go see my family for Easter as well. The only person that I wasn't able to see, well, actually I couldn't see one of my brothers and one of my sisters and my sister because they were, not able to make it. But I spent time with my little nephew, my nieces, and it was just a beautiful time, and I'm just thankful. My parents were there, we did what they wanted to do as far as, their traditional things that they do. But at the same time, I just felt like, I was able to appreciate it without having to feel like I was, obligated to continue these type of traditions myself necessarily. But I just felt like I could appreciate it. I could appreciate seeing my little nephew go on the Easter egg hunt and get all confused because he doesn't know what an Easter egg is. It's so cute. He was looking for it. We were trying to point it out to him. He's only like a year old. So we were trying to point out to him where it was, and he was still not getting it, but he finally got it. We had to help him out a little bit. But it's just cute seeing all that stuff. And, I get, I have a baby fever because, of course, like I told you guys, I'm in touch with my spirit babies. So it's just, little things like this that are heartwarming experiences. So that little segue just will tie me right on in nicely with the with the topic of the day, which is our heart chakra. Okay, so the heart chakra is the 4th chakra. Okay, so we've already talked about the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. One thing I forgot to mention to you guys is what elements are associated with these chakras, but you kind of probably might have already figured it out. If you haven't already, it's for the root chakra and sacral chakra, the elements that are associated with it are the earth. Okay, so the element of earth. The solar plexus is associated with the element of fire. And today we're going to find out that the heart chakra is associated with the element of air. And we're going to find out why in just a little bit. Okay, so the heart chakra is located around the rib cage and affects all the organs within the rib cage, such as the heart, the lungs, the thymus, chest muscles, and also the shoulders, arms, and hands, and upper back are also affected by the heart chakra. Okay, the heart chakra deals with one's ability to love oneself and others. It is a bridge connecting the upper energy center with the lower energy center. So that's why I also wanted to repeat to you guys what the lower three chakras are, because they are your lower chakra energy centers, okay? The root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. But the upper chakra centers, energy centers, we're going to talk about after this chakra, which is the heart chakra. But the heart chakra is the bridge between the upper and the lower energy centers, is what I'm getting at, okay? So the heart chakra deals with transformation and intimacy also, okay? So when I talk about the bridge connecting the upper energy centers and the lower energy centers, what this also means is that this is where the physical and the spiritual meet energetically, which is in your heart chakra or your center or your core. So you have 3 below, you have 3 above, and then the heart chakra is that 4th chakra that kind of ties everything together energetically, but also physically and spiritually. Okay, so it's very important to understand that, because like I'm going to tell you in a minute about the heart chakra in relation to the twin flame journey and how it affects the divine feminine, first. And so, these things are really important for you to understand as far as when you want to understand how you wake up on your journey. If you want to understand why things happen the way they do, why you get activated this way first and your twin flame gets activated that way, and so it's important to know these things, okay? And that's why these chakras and these energies and these vibrations, these colors, all of these things relate to one another, okay? So yes, this is your core chakra, okay? Your center, and this is very important for you to be balanced in this area, because it's going to be kind of like the place where most of your healing energy begins, okay? And why is that? Okay, so one thing the angels were explaining to me is that your mind and your heart are very connected. And so one can, if we want to really technically get to the point where we're balancing the two, but there can be times when one of them is more powerful or stronger or more active than the other, okay? And so it can cause a problem either way if we're too active in one area or another. So that's why we need to balance them, okay? And so based on the choices that you make, you'll know whether your mind is more activated or your heart is more activated, okay? But yes, once you once you have made a conscious decision to heal, and once you start your own healing journey, you're already utilizing your heart chakra to do that, okay? So that's what I wanted to talk about, okay, is the fact that you guys are here with me on this channel, on this platform. We're all here to heal, okay? Your commitment or your conscious choice to even be on this channel and to check out these videos is a step in your healing journey, okay? Is a direction that you've been taking. And that is actually your heart chakra. Your heart chakra has been activated to show you to do this for your own healing, for your own journey, okay? So for your highest good, you've been already activating your heart chakra. It has been healing the whole time. The whole time you've been watching videos, the whole time you've been on this quest to figure out what this whole twin flame journey thing is all about. The whole time you've been trying to understand, where you fit in this world. How are you able to affect people as a light worker? How are you going to be able to love more? Your heart chakra has already been activated, okay? That's why you guys are here. That's why you're on your journey. That's why you're healing beautifully the way you are. And I see you guys, even though I can't see you physically, I see you with my third eye. I see you guys doing the work. I see you guys showing up. I see you guys here on this channel. Even whatever plays that I get, it doesn't matter right now. But later down the line, these videos are going to help more twin flames, more light workers, more people who are here to love and to raise the vibration of the planet. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this grow. And I'm just so excited for you being here with me. And I just want to say thank you guys again. Give yourself a warm hug and tell yourself you love you. Say, I love you, because you are amazing for showing up and doing your work, okay? So yeah, you already started on your heart chakra. You probably didn't even know this, but your heart chakra has already been activated. Once you start to awaken to this spiritual journey, your heart chakra is pretty much one of the first things that gets activated, okay? All right, especially if you're a divine feminine watching, because you really, you do get activated. Your heart chakra gets activated first, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so in the twin flame journey, if you are a twin flame, you are, and if you're watching this video as a twin flame, then you're going to understand a couple of things. And this is also mentioned in the Separation Sucks video, which is the one that I was trying to explain in a while back about how it goes through a description of who awakens first and why, and how it affects your different chakras. So I mentioned in that video that the divine feminine has gone through her tower moments before she meets her divine masculine. Okay, usually this is how it happens. You've gone through your tower moment, and there's angels confirming. There's the angels in the light, okay? The little rays of light that come through on these videos are very powerful, because I have no explanation for where they come from, but I just know that the angels are here and they're showing you guys through their little beams of light. But anyway, so your divine masculine, the divine feminine has experienced her tower moments, some of them, not all, and also her dark night of the soul. Mainly the dark night of the soul occurs for the divine feminine before she meets her divine masculine, okay, for the first time. Okay, so this happened with me, and many twin flames will tell you the same thing if they are the divine feminine, that just prior to meeting their divine counterpart, they had their dark night of the soul. Okay, so we went through it, okay? We went through it either with a karmic partner, or you went through it on our own, whether we, broke up with someone and then went through it. Either way, we went through it, okay? And I love that Shaka Khan song, Through the Fire, because that is the song that really puts it in perspective what the dark night of the soul is talking about. You go through that fire, you go through everything, breaks down. I had lost my job. I had, just gone through so much stuff. Oh gosh, I ended up, having problems with family members and not talking to them. That's why there was such a long 10-year gap between the time that we didn't speak, and that we didn't see each other, in the same, place. We weren't together in the same place, There's just so much. There's just so much that as divine feminine we go through just prior to meeting our twin flame. And usually this is all orchestrated by the universe in such a way, whereas we become the spiritually awakened twin flame first as a divine feminine, because this is how it's supposed to go. It's how you're supposed to start out on this journey. And so that's why your heart chakra is activated first, okay? And so you're really actually getting such a awakening, at first with this, because of the dark night of the soul has put you in a place where you're humbled enough to really open up to true love and what it means to be unconditionally loved by your creator or by your source. So you have to get to the point where you get so broken down. You know, we are actually the phoenix before anything. We are the phoenix, um, rising from the ashes. You know, we've gone through the fire, we've been burned down, and then we're the phoenix rising from the ashes. And this is where, you know, that gravitational pull towards the creator brings us out from the ashes up into the heavens, where we end up connecting directly with unconditional love through our ascension, which causes us to be attracting and attractive to our divine masculine counterpart. Okay, so look, this is all so cool how it just comes to me, you know, with the angels' help. This is how you guys meet. It is the divine feminine's awakening that kind of orchestrates the meeting of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay, so you get to the point where you as a divine feminine have been broken down, have, you know, gone through your dark night of the soul. You're in a place where you start to feel as though something has to change in your life. You know, I'm not saying you have it all together, because I didn't have it all together when, you know, I met my, or I figured out who my divine counterpart was. I definitely didn't have it all together. It really is the beginning of your journey. It's not the end. It's like where your dark night of the soul is kind of there to shake you up, okay? To make you aware that you need something more powerful in your life to help you become the best version of yourself, okay? And this is why you become open to receive that unconditional love. This is why you start to go and do more spiritual work and start to research things like Kundalini awakenings and twin flame journeys. And, you know, this is how you start to, you know, to really do the research to get to the point where you're starting the healing journey, okay? So you're actually starting the healing journey once you are have met your twin flame, okay? So you go through your dark night of the soul, you get broken down, you're humbly broken down to, you know, the ashes. You know, you might lose a lot. You might lose, you know, a relationship, a career, or a home, you know, whatever it is, it's all there. It was all put in place for you so you can experience this earth-shaking, earth-shattering experience that will help you to get into a place of recognizing that you need to be unconditionally loved, okay? So you know, so for whatever reason you start to feel like you're in a little bit better place, and or maybe you just feel like, you know, you feel a little bit hopeful about something. I don't know, maybe you just start to sense, you know, that you are about to embark on a new journey, you know, and then all of a sudden, boom, you meet your twin flame, okay? They're there in a place where you didn't expect them to be, or you come face to face with them. You might see their picture online, which is how it happened with me, or you might just, you know, actually be set up with someone else telling you they want to introduce you to someone. That might happen. So many twin flame stories, you know, there's so many ways that you guys interact with each other. Sometimes you might be vacationing in another place, in another country, and you start, you know, feeling a little more free to do things you want to do, and you go out and you have fun and you end up meeting someone, okay, and you have those sparks that fly. You go into your love bubble phase, you start to feel the wonderful experience of that first awakening and soul recognition of who your twin flame is, okay? So this is just the, you know, some of the ways that we do have the soul recognition on this journey. But your heart chakra has already been awakened, and so this is why you have been the one that kind of draws your divine masculine in, because he or she, okay, like I told you guys, divine masculine does not have anything to do with sex. It has to do with the energy that the you know, the energy that is being given off at the time, you know, in this, and one of the particular ways that we express this is through masculine energy versus feminine energy, but it doesn't have to do with your sex, okay? You can be a divine masculine and be a man. You can be a divine masculine and be a female, and you can be the same opposite for the feminine, okay? So, so you get to the point where you meet your twin flame, okay? And then your heart chakra actually stimulates their heart chakra, which is not yet awakened, okay? So this is why it's so confusing at first, because you guys have soul recognition. You see each other's eyes, but yet you don't know what's happening yet. And so what is actually going on is your divine feminine heart chakra is actually building a cord between you and your divine masculine, and it's stretching to them once you first meet and make eye contact. It stretches to them and touches them. It's almost like a hand reaches out and touches them on their heart, and they feel it, that the boom 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 boom. They just feel it, right? Their heart starts beating differently. Okay, you guys automatically start syncing up your heartbeats, and it's so beautiful. Your eye contact becomes like a gaze, like a long, beautiful gaze that you stare at each other in your eyes and start to realize this is something magnetic. This is different. This is different from any other relationship you've ever experienced, right? Okay, so what does the divine masculine do for you as a divine feminine? Well, the divine masculine awakens your crown chakra, which we're going to talk about later down the line, and your root chakra. Okay, why is that? Because the divine masculines are already very connected with earth, and they're very connected in their headspace with their minds. Okay, they have a lot of things going on in their head all the time. And so this is kind of what distinguishes a divine masculine from a divine feminine. Okay, the divine feminine, whether they're a man or a woman, is always connected to their heart first. The divine masculine, whether a man or a woman, is always connected to their root chakra and their crown chakra first. So a lot of those things that you'll find in the root chakra and the crown chakra and the heart chakra that I say that you are needing to do for yourself, you might have already been doing those things when you meet your twin flame for the first time. Because whether or not it was a heart chakra or the crown and root chakra depends on whether you were the divine masculine or the divine feminine, right? And so those things you were already doing. You were already going out in nature if you were a divine masculine. You were already loving to, work with things out in nature and to make, to take your long walks, to just clear your mind. Those are the things that you would do, to clear your mind, because your mind is always overactive as a divine masculine. That's what you are known for, is you always stimulated, always thinking, always in your headspace, and so you had to find times to kind of let that go. And the way you did that, it was to go out in nature. Okay, and so that was affecting your root chakra. So you guys were already on point with that. And the divine feminine had been broken down so much to the point where she was, humbled with her tower moments, that she started to open her heart back up to love again. And that's why her heart chakra was open. And that's why she was able to attract you, because, she was starting to understand the feelings that she was having were just coming through so powerfully that she attracted you. She was actually the one that manifested you, and you manifested her. But the initial contact was orchestrated by her. Okay. So, so isn't this interesting? This is very interesting, right? Nobody else is going to be telling you guys this, because this is something that has been channeled directly from source to me. And, that's why I'm saying these are the important things that you guys need to know and share with other twin flames, because this is a new concept as to how, you get introduced to your twin flame. Okay. All right. So, yes, the divine feminine awakens her heart, the heart chakra of the divine masculine. And from this, he starts following his heart much later in the journey. Okay, we're going to get to that later. So, and this is why he starts his healing journey much, much later after you started out on your twin flame journey. Okay, so the divine feminine starts her healing journey, much sooner. Okay, because she's already aware of what she needs. She's already done the research. She's already started reaching out for different answers and asking the universe to help her, and her angels, her spirit guides. Everybody is on board, already with her. And she's powerful because she's starting to understand that she is a spiritual being. She's starting to realize that she's drawing and magnetizing things to her that she wants. And so, she has to do the rest of the shadow work and healing work. And that is why a lot of times you go into separation, okay? But the divine masculine, he tends to be the runner in the situation because of the fact that he is more of a thinker. He doesn't understand what's happening. He wants to make sense out of it, and it's nothing you can make sense out of. This journey is definitely not one that you can read in a handbook somewhere and make sense out of it. And so, so he runs. He does the best thing that he knows how to do, and so that is the reason why you have the separation. Okay, you have the runner, the chaser phase, because the divine feminine is so, ready to get through and make it onto this journey together with her masculine. But the divine masculine is like, I don't understand what's going on. I cannot believe that this person affected me the way they did. And so they start running because they're scared of the love. Okay. They're afraid of it at first. So this is why it takes a while for them to start their healing journey. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I really haven't even gotten into the heart chakra very much yet, but we're getting there now. So the color that is associated with the heart chakra is green, and as you guys know, I'm wearing green today, so that I can show you guys that this is the color. And oh, what I was going to tell you guys about, I went to my meeting for my job today, and I was the only one wearing color, and I decided to wear this green blazer, and I had got this a couple weeks ago. And I already had figured that this was going to be what I'd wear when I did this video. But I decided also, because I wanted to, be different, that I wanted to wear it to this business meeting. And everybody else was wearing black and white. And I was the only one in there with green on. But my angels and Father and Mama were telling me, you know what? That was the perfect thing for you to do, because you shined. You shined when you walked in. Everybody, complimented the color on my skin tone and everything. And it was just a nice, little change of pace, And so when you talk about whether you stick out, you do stick out as a twin flame and a light worker, because you're always going to shine. And so I took, I took charge of my own style and created the style that I wanted to have, and went to the meeting without thinking about how I would dress as far as how everybody else is going to dress. I wanted to be me. And so this was what I ended up doing and choosing to wear. And that was really a nice breath of fresh air. And I feel like a lot of people, were complimenting it, because it was a nice pop of color amongst the sea of black and white, in the room. So, these are some of the things that we do. This is how we shine our light. This is how we bring brightness and a change, and how we manifest, that beautiful, that healing energy starts to pour out from within us. And one of the things that Archangel Michael and I talked about is that, when we are chosen to go somewhere, to do something, we are actually shining our light wherever we go, and people feel that everywhere you go. And so, it's just a beautiful thing to see, people's eyes light up, to just understand that you are giving them some kind of a joy in the moment, that they're experiencing you. Because it's not to say that you're better than them. It's just to say that you are shining so bright that they just are attracted to it. They might stare. They might, I caught a glimpse of a woman just kept looking at me, not that she was wanting to stare on purpose or intentionally. I think she just, it was natural for her to stare at something, like just like a baby stares at a light, or a shiny object for long periods of time, naturally, because they just love the fact that it's there and they can see it. It's bright, it's shiny, it makes them feel good, and so they stare at it. And so same thing, when people are, starting to notice you as your light shines brighter, you will get more attention. You will get more, people and eyes drawn your way because of it. Okay. And you got to learn to be comfortable with that, because you're going to always stick out, and it's not like a sore thumb. It's going to be like sticking out like a beautiful light, a star in the middle of a sea of black and white. Okay. So there you go. So that's a good analogy, right? Okay. So, keywords that the heart chakra is associated with. And once again, I'm going to ask you guys to close your eyes and just think about these words as I say them, and see what you can relate to. Okay. So the first word is love, compassion, gifted, abundance, transform, gratitude, peace, self-respect, empathy, caring, genuine, tranquil, change, trust, selfless, connected, calm, joy, overflowing, forgiving, humane, balanced, and belonging. Okay, that was a lot of words. Okay, so now open your eyes and tell me, or just kind of tell yourself, because even though you're talking to the phone or the iPad or laptop right now, if you were to start talking, I want you to tell yourself, um, what went over you when you listened to those words? Did you feel as though those words were connected with you, or did you feel that there were some of the words that just didn't connect yet? It's okay. It's okay to not know or to not feel all of these things that I just mentioned. It's okay to not have it imbalanced yet. But that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how you can do that. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some of the foods that are associated with the heart chakra. And also just know that, like, wearing colors that are associated with these different chakras also helps to heal. That's why I said wearing the color green. I brought a lot of love into that room today. It just makes me just so warm. It's like, I just feel like I was just, I just felt it. I felt like I was able to really give, even though I was just there to participate in a meeting. I was able to give through rays of love that were coming out of me, and I just felt it. And people, hugged me, I mean, this is a business meeting, okay, but I still felt comfortable hugging people. It's just the warmness that you offer when you're around people that makes them want to do those things, and it's up to you, obviously it's up to you whether or not you want to be that kind of a person where you are affectionate and you give hugs to your business partners or people that you work with. But, in my job, and it's okay to kind of be that way. And so, like I told you guys, I sell cosmetics. And so I was at a particular brand of cosmetics, and it was a very nice experience for me. And I was able to really embrace the people that I work with and show love to them. So, okay. So the foods that you can eat that are going to help you heal your heart chakra is anything green, okay? So leafy green vegetables, such as spinach and kale, broccoli, celery, cucumbers, kiwi, green apples, green beans, green grapes, and avocados. That's just to name a few. I'm sure you guys can think of a lot of other green foods that you can eat as well, okay? Lime, that's another one that I didn't write down. And yeah, so a lot of things. Cilantro, there's a lot of things you can eat, okay? And just as you're ingesting these different fruits, vegetables, and other things that are helpful to your body and healthy for your body, be thankful when you're taking part of this, as health and nutrition for your body. Always be thankful before you ingest something, and bless it, pray over it. That's just my own personal way of showing thanks. I'm not saying you have to say a full out prayer as far as that goes. I just say, thank you, Father, Mama, thank you, angels, thank you for this food, thank you for it blessing my body to be nourishment for it and to help it to heal, because you want to put that positive vibe. Oh, I get my angels are saying yes. You want to put those positive vibes into your food before you eat it, so that you can start to really appreciate it, and your body will digest it in the fact that knowing that you have really blessed it and prayed over it and made sure that everything is okay with it. Just be surprised how much things that we put into our bodies affect us. And that's why you really do want to start to cut back on the junk food and the things that are causing you to have lower vibration on this journey, because the lower your vibration, the less likely you're able to ascend and to hold those higher energies and higher frequencies that you need in order to come into union with your twin flame, or to be in a state of constant giving with your light working. Okay, this is why you have to do the work. Okay, so this is part of doing the work. All right, making sure you're doing what you can to ensure that your body is healing and that your energy body is healing. This is what you're healing when you're going through your chakras, is your energy body, which is going to also help you heal your physical body. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what a blocked heart chakra looks like. Okay, so when you have a blocked heart chakra, you put your guards up. Okay, for one, you always have your guards up. Okay, you have a wall built up around you. You just don't let people get in. You don't really want people in there. You're just like very overprotective of your heart space because you've been hurt. Okay, yes, this is the reason why these heart chakras and these other chakras get blocked? Because there are places in your energy center that have been punctured and hurt by others, experiences that you've had, by you also not allowing yourself to have boundaries and having your sometimes you've been too vulnerable in situations that have left you being hurt. Okay, so this is why you have to heal it. Okay. Also, that again, it looks like when you have a blocked heart chakra, you have poor boundaries. You don't know when to say no. You don't know how to say no, and you start to clam up when it's time for you to do something that is going to be for your best good. Okay, you just let people walk all over you, or you don't allow yourself to, really be firm in your boundaries and your decision making. Okay, you could also be narcissistic because you start to think highly of yourself more than you should. Okay, this is also sometimes, like I said, overactive heart chakra might be this, or not actually overactive heart chakra, because that doesn't really make sense. But being a narcissist means that you're, really, you don't have a good heart chakra, is out of balance, and you are basically self-centered, and you don't really know how to love because you're only concerned with you and getting by in whatever way you can. Okay. Jealousy is another thing that you might have when your heart chakra is blocked. You would be overly possessive, you might be lonely a lot and feel the loneliness a lot. Instead of being able to be okay with being alone, you could feel cold-hearted towards people. You might just not, react when things happen to people that are hurtful. You just might be like, you just don't have emotional responses to it. You could be overly critical of people as well, which might be another one, that you might be stabbing people, maybe with your words, and you might be insensitive to them when you're trying to explain things. You have not have a lot of patience for people as well. If you're a manager and you're trying to work with people on your job, and you just don't have the patience, and you start to talk down on them, that's being overly critical, or very, demeaning, and that is not nice either. That is not a good thing. When your heart chakra is closed, you don't know how to really talk to people. Okay, you can be resentful. You can be unthankful. You can be unforgiving. You can hold grudges for a long, long time, years sometimes. I was that way, with holding grudges against things that happened with me and my family, which is another reason, again, why we were apart for so many years. But, I'm just thankful that through this journey, I've been able to mend things, and, I've been able to spend lots of holidays with them, in the past couple of years as I've been on my spiritual journey, because I've been able to forgive. I've been able to see them as who they are. You could feel isolated. You could be a very stingy person if your heart chakra is not balanced. You could be very emotionally unavailable, especially like to your children or to people who need you. When they need you, you're just not there, emotionally for them. You could be you could have lack lack of concern for people. You could be have a lot of chaos in your life, You could be disconnected emotionally, and you could be fake. Okay, that's another thing, that people who are not in their heart chakra, or have their heart chakra blocked, they might try to put on airs, or just try to be something they're not, or they just really, really don't have a concept of what it is to be real, because they've lost touch with themselves. Okay, you could be restricted, not able to be free and flowing with your thoughts, your body, your ability to enjoy life. You could be untrusting. You could be selfish. All right, and so some of the physical symptoms of a blocked heart chakra are that are manifested in the body physically are chest pains, bronchitis, any type of inflammation in the lungs, or things that happen with your body that are affecting the lungs, circulatory problems, congestive heart failure, fatigue, imbalanced thyroid problems, back and shoulder pain, and tingling or numbness in the hands and extremities. So these things are going to happen in life, but they're a result of something, okay? They're a result of something happening with you energetically that allowed these holes, like I said, to open up in your energetic body that are causing you to have physical ailments, okay? So when your energetic body is is damaged and full of different holes, full of gaps, full of blockages, your energy isn't able to really move the way it should through your body, okay, to help you heal. Okay, so as a human being, we all have access to these healing energies, through source, okay? But if our energy body is full of holes that we've accumulated over time from different traumas, different things that have caused us to be uh, um, broken down, then we're going to not be able to hold the energy and the healing energy, especially that is coming to us through source. And this is why it's so important for you to heal all these chakras, because the more holes you have, the less you're going to be able to benefit from the energies that are going to heal your body and heal you, your ailments, okay? But as you start to strengthen these chakras, as you start to heal, you're going to see that these energies are going to go where they needed to go. You're going to start to feel the changes. There's a different way of, like I said, there's a different way that your energy center will move around in your body. Okay, there's I think it's the clockwise position. Okay, so I'm trying to do it on the camera because it's okay here. The clockwise position is how your energy centers flow, okay? When they're blocked, they're just kind of like stagnant. They're stuck there, right? You don't have a free flowing movement of energy throughout your body. But once you start to unblock them, once you start to do the healing work, they start to roll into that clockwise position, and it starts to really, really work where it needs to go into your body. In each chakra starts spinning in the way that it's supposed to move naturally. Okay, if you ever do like the divination tool of the pendulum, you see that when you're holding it, it starts to move a certain way, right? This is because the energy is bringing it and pulling it into that direction. Whatever energy it is, it could be a negative energy, it could be a positive energy, but it's going to sway that pendulum one way or another. Okay, so the same things with your chakras. When you start to really balance them out, you start to sway their energy into the point where they move in the direction. In the direction that they're supposed to go. So they go in that clockwise direction. Okay, and they start to really flow with the energy, and it moves through your body, and it starts to heal areas. I've started seeing things that happening to me, and I have no explanation for it as far as healing is concerned. You guys, I really don't have any explanations for it other than I'm doing the work. I'm doing the healing work that I need to be doing. Like I said, the angels are sharing with me what I need to be putting in my body. Once again, this mushroom coffee has been helping me. But I'm seeing things clearing up in my skin, in my body, and I'm seeing things happen that I never thought would happen with me. This just miraculous changes, all because you are not meant as a human being to not be able to heal from different ailments. You're not supposed to be, having all these ailments throughout your life. You are naturally able to heal through the way our bodies were created by source. There is a way for us to heal. And so a lot of times you'll see people talking about being on an alkaline diet or being on, a vegan diet that will help you heal a lot of these ailments, but it's also depending on how well you're able to heal your energy body that makes it, effective. Okay. So even though you might start taking all the right foods, might start doing a lot of the right things as far as exercising, if your energy body is still holy, when I say holy, I mean with holes in it, not the other kind of holy. If your energetic body is still full of holes, you're not going to see those physical things that you're doing being effective enough. They might have a little effect on you, but think about how much more of an effect it can have if your energy body is healed and you're able to see that those things work quicker and more, have a more longer lasting effect than just by having, your physical changes that you're making alone. Okay, isn't that wonderful? I'm just telling you guys, I'm just so excited about this whole concept because, like I said, I wasn't taught about the chakras growing up. I never knew anything about an energy body. I never realized that there was such a thing, until I got on this journey. And so I had to research it for myself to figure out what is going on here. This is the reason why we as divine feminines, we are doing the research much sooner, because we start realizing, hey, I got to figure out what's happening here with my body, with, the things that are going on with inside of me. I'm all of a sudden feeling so warm, and, feeling like I love everything. And, I got to a point where I didn't want to, hurt a bug. You just get to that point where you're just so full of love that you're holding in your being, that you just start realizing how much it affects you in your daily life, and it changes the way you see things, even in nature, even just going, on your same normal commute to work. You start to notice things like the mountains, and on the landscape. You start to see the flowers. You start to realize that, birds are flying overhead, or, you realize the differences in these animals and creatures and things that are showing you different signs and synchronicities. That's the beauty of this journey. That's what we're introduced to, and that's what we can embrace and start to love about this human experience. We're here to learn. We're here to learn how to love unconditionally, and that is going to be reflected in everything we see, do, everything we start to experience going forward on this journey. Okay, that's why it's not a good idea to hang on to things from the past. Okay, we're going to talk about grudges in a bit. But that's exactly why it's not a good idea to have grudges, because you can't appreciate the things that are right in front of you each day if you're going to continue to hang on to grudges from the past. I guarantee you will not see the beauty in the everyday activities that you do if you still harbor a lot of anger and hatred and grudges and jealousy and all these things that we're talking about that are keeping your heart chakra blocked. You're not going to be able to appreciate the little small minute things. Like, you're not going to be able to stop and smell the flowers because you're going to be too worried about, oh, what's so and so doing now. You're just going to be so worried about such unnecessary things that you won't be able to appreciate the little things. Okay, so I just want to encourage you guys to let go of the past, let go of anything that keeps you weighed down and keeps you in a lower vibrational state. Okay, I know it's hard at first, but once you do it, you're going to feel so much more weightless and free. You really will, because the other thing I was going to say is that, the different playlists that I've created for you guys are so helpful in each stage of your journey. Just go to the playlist and see what resonates with you in the titles, and you'll be able to start, healing those areas as well. So if you feel like you're harboring a lot of animosity or hatred, or you just have a lot of things you need to let go of, do the Break Free series next after this one, or start it now. Get started on it. You can do more than one at a time. Just let those words of comfort flow through your body, and allow yourself to really just pick up on the love that's being shown when I'm giving you guys this information. It's coming from source. It's coming directly from the source. Okay, so I call source Father Mama because that's my term of endearment. It makes me feel connected. It makes me feel like Father Mama is just the embodiment of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within me, but also just the beautiful aspect of, our creation, how it becomes one, how it's unified. And so it becomes just that much more beautiful to me to see, and to relate to it that way, to Father Mama as Father Mama. Because for me, it was hard growing up with, the living conditions that I was in. I didn't have a really close connection with either parent. And so, I feel as though it connects me with, my creator in such a way, whereas I can witness both the masculine and the feminine in my creator, and appreciate it and embrace it, and also have it be balanced in me. This is how I balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies within me, because we all have both. Excuse me, we all have both. Sometimes we're going to be, and that's the other thing I wanted to mention, is that sometimes we as, spiritual beings, that before we realize who we are as a spiritual being, I used to get told all the time that I was very masculine in the way I did things, back years ago before I was on this journey. And so, you got to understand that we as, once we start to get on this journey, we're going to realize that we've been oscillating between masculine and feminine energy all our lives. There have been times in your past where you were more feminine. There have been times in your past where you were more masculine. Same thing goes with the divine masculine, okay? So, as a child, I started out, being very outdoorsy. I love to be outdoors. I was very much in my headspace as well. So I was operating in a lot of masculine energy as a child. I loved to climb trees. I loved to do all the things outside. I just loved it. I loved it, as a kid. And so, as I grew older, though, I became more withdrawn, where we wanted to stay inside, play with dolls, and do things that were, more like girly because of the fact that, I saw other kids, doing it, but I also started taking interest in those things. My grandmother got me my first Barbie doll playhouse when I was around 6 or 7 years old. And so I got two Barbie dolls, a Ken and a Barbie. And so, that was my first experience with being, with having to play with both sexes and to be having a Barbie house along with it. And so, I just got interested in the Barbies, and so I wanted to know how to play house with them, and I wanted to do all, we wanted to act it all out, didn't we? We wanted to act all of it out. Whatever we saw on TV or whatever we saw our parents doing, that's how we played, right? So we took Ken and Barbie and we did things with them. Sometimes you might have gotten in trouble because you should have been doing some of those things with those Barbie dolls that you did experimenting with. But we did what we saw. We played with them the way we saw life being played out in front of us every day. So that's one of those funny memories from childhood too, is that you go through those things. But the point I'm trying to make about oscillating between masculine and feminine energies is that you go through different phases in your life. And this is why sometimes it is hard for people who have not really identified with a masculine or feminine energy per se. It becomes a challenge for them because they don't really know what are they attracted to. They don't really know who they are yet, and so it's okay. It's okay to oscillate between the two. It's okay for guys to go through periods of time where they're more emotional, and they might, you might get called names for it by your parents because when you were a child you were more emotional, or you had more, of a compassionate side. You might want to, play with, I had one of my siblings like to play with animals, but for some reason I don't know how this happened, but he would always get the animals that were mama and baby animals. I don't remember how that happened, but it was like, I think a Noah's Ark set or something. But sometimes somewhere along the line he got a big animal and then the smaller version of the animal, and he would always call them mama and baby. And so and that was his thing. That was his way of having his interaction, and also giving him a way to feel connected as a mother energy coming through, because he probably didn't feel as connected to our mother, because of the things that were going on, and them not being emotionally available. So this is the reason why I feel like we all kind of end up adopting our own idea of parenthood when we become older as adults, because we start to realize that yes, we might have lacked a lot of affection growing up, and so we start to adopt a lot of those affections as we get older in our karmic partners. We might start to play it out, as far as trying to seek those things out in others, okay? And the only way we're going to really heal from that is if we seek it through our Creator, and to heal from it that way, okay? So, the other thing that you can do to unblock your heart chakra is or wait, did I say that we were going to do the ways to unblock the heart chakra? Okay, so we talked about all these other things, but now we're talking about ways to unblock the heart chakra, okay? First of all, you can decide in your heart, make the decision to change, okay? Decide to change your life and then take the necessary steps to do it, okay? This is exactly what happens with the Divine Feminine as she begins her journey on the twin flame journey. She starts to change. She starts to realize the need for change in her life through the fact that she had a dark night of the soul, through the fact that she's showing, signs of having been broken, and realizing that there needs to be a change in her life. She starts to realize this, and you can get very emotional talking about these kind of things because it really puts it in perspective once you start to see it in this way, why you became who you were at the beginning of your twin flame journey. Why did you go through that spiritual awakening? Why did you have that dark night of the soul when you did? Why did you lose everything when you did, because you were going through something that was going to lead you to become humble enough to accept the fact that you needed to change your life. Okay, it's powerful. This is powerful. I'm telling y'all, it ain't me. It's coming from up there. Okay, decide to change your life and then take the necessary steps to do it. And that means, in other words, choose you. Okay, choose you. That's what you're doing when you make that decision. You're choosing you. That's your first introduction to self-love, right? When you start to realize that you went through all those things and you still were able to say, you know what, I want to change my life. That's choosing you. That's choosing self-love. That's your first introduction to self-love. It's a beautiful thing, okay? I did it. You guys are doing it right now. You can practice yoga poses that will help you with your unblocking your heart chakra. There are different yoga poses. Now, I'm not as far as, an expert on yoga yet. I hope to be able to learn more about yoga as time goes on. And also crystals. I just got a book called Introduction to Crystals or something like that. I forget where I put it, but it is a book that helps me to learn about crystals because I want to start learning how to use crystals. Okay, so I don't know about that stuff yet. Okay, so I'm learning, but I do know what I'm telling you right now about the chakras. But there are crystals that are associated with each chakra, and there are yoga poses, and there are other things that you can do to, other modalities you can use. Like I said, other divinity tools and things like that you can use to help heal your chakras as well, that I don't know as much about. Okay, but I do know that what I'm telling you works, and that you don't have to do a lot of other things. But if you already know these types of things, which is amazing, you can start sharing it. Okay, so if you are already a yoga instructor, or you already know a lot of yoga poses, start doing some of those things and put it on a YouTube channel so you can share with people how to do them, and someone like me will run across it and be like, hey, I would like to learn what yoga does for my spirit, for my energy centers, how I can use it to feel more calm and also to create more balance. I'll be scrolling through and I'll see it. This is how this stuff works, you guys. This is how we are getting through in this communication era. We are learning how to look for what we need as far as healing is concerned. Excuse me. And so this is the reason why we're being called to do our missions, which might involve starting a YouTube channel, or making a yoga class, creating a yoga class or a pottery class, whatever it is that you're doing that you love to do. Make that your mission. Okay, and I've told you guys I'm going to have a mission magic coaching session with anyone who wants to join. I'll leave it in the description box. Okay, I've been offering that. I haven't had anybody really take advantage of that yet, but if you're having trouble with finding out what your mission is, I'm here to email me and we'll talk about it. Okay, so yes, yoga and crystals also help with the different chakras as well, but it'll take someone who has a little more expertise in those areas to tell you exactly more about those. Okay. You guys have heard about the trust fall, right? So trust fall, knowing that you can do that with someone that you love and trust. Okay, that's a way that a lot of people use to start learning how to trust again. They share something vulnerable, or they decide that they're going to take someone who they really have been healing with on a journey somewhere, and then they decide that they're going to do a trust fall, which is just the practice of leaning back, closing your eyes, and making sure you trust someone to catch you. Okay. Those are things you can do to build trust, to help unblock your heart chakra. You can practice gratitude daily. Have a journal. Make sure you write down something that you're thankful for every single day. Go and check on a friend or a family member. Okay, check on them. I love that song by Libyanka. It's People, and it talks about I've been drinking more alcohol in the last 5 days. Did you check on me? Did you look for me? Okay, so that's a cute song that I really feel like is powerful, because it can really be a cry for someone to have someone to just look for them, check on them. This is one of those things that people do, when they really are, especially artists, when they know they've been going through something and they like to express it. These are the types of lyrics you're going to start hearing more about, because people are really going through things in their life and they're trying to understand what it is, but they also know other people are going through similar experiences. And so as artists, we are, that's one of our gifts, is to be able to bring people together because of the experiences that we've been going through, that allow us to connect with others and make us, relatable. Okay. So, that song is beautiful. And I did a little, one of my shorts is with me singing with her on it. I hope you guys have a chance to see that. But, yes, you can, definitely heal your heart chakra by going and checking on a friend or a family member. It doesn't mean you have to, expose yourself to the point where you start letting all your boundaries go out the door. That doesn't mean that. It just means if you have it in your heart and you feel a nudge from one of your angels to go and do something to help someone, do it. Because you never know what they're going through at that moment. They might need you. You might be the only one that might come to their rescue. You never know. You might say something to someone that you never thought would affect them on their day, and they might have been, headed to go do something harmful to themselves, and you said something to encourage them. When the angels tell you to say something to someone, it's because that person is going through something. They need to hear your words of uplifting comfort at that moment. So please do it when you're hearing it. When you're hearing your angels telling you to say something or do something, just do it, and just follow your intuition, because you never know who you're going to affect and whose life you're going to save just from a nice gesture or a kind word. Okay. It happens to me a lot. Okay. So I've had people tell me so many times how much just a kind word has helped them get through their day. Or, you just never know what people are going through when they leave your workplace, or when they leave, from where they're at. What did they go do? You don't know. So just do what you're being called to do as a light worker. Those are the angels' nudges that you're getting to go and help someone. Okay. You're being called to do your earth angel duty. Okay. So do it and be thankful, because when you're going to need that later down the line from someone, it's going to happen for you. Okay. You're going to get that. One of the things that I do personally is I always bless people on the freeway who get stranded, or who get, have to be pulled over, who have to pull over for whatever reason from their car troubles. I feel in my heart, okay, a calling to pray for them when I see that. I pray. Not only do I pray before I leave, every single time I get in my car, wherever I go, it doesn't matter if it's to the store or wherever, I always pray, for protection from the angels. But I also, when I'm on the freeway, because I do have a pretty long commute, I have a 45 commute to work every day, one way. So I do pray when I see people on the side of the road who are either stuck from a car trouble, or they're just maybe needing to pull over for whatever reason. I pray for them. I always pray for them. I say a little prayer, and it always helps, because I know I'm sending angels to help them for whatever issue they have. Whether it's they're emotionally distraught, that they had to pull over out the freeway, or they're just, their car broke down, whatever. Or they're changing a tire. Sometimes they have people that have actually made it there to help them, change their tire or whatever. But sometimes, a lot of times in this LA area, there's not a lot of, There's not a lot of, the space on the side of the road. There's not a lot of space on the side of the road for people to be able to park. There's not an emergency lane is not big enough, or sometimes in areas where I drive, especially on the certain freeways, there's not an emergency lane at all. And so people have to park really, really weird in order to have a way to get off the freeway at an emergency, especially if there's no emergency lane. And so, the shoulder is not there. Okay, so they have to park either on grass or, or like on a hill, so to speak. And it's very dangerous. I don't wish that on anybody, for them to get stuck in an area where there's no shoulder for them to park on, and they can't even change their tire because the car is cattywampus, to the side or whatever. But That's so dangerous. I've always thought about that. I always think about stuff like that on the freeway because I'm wondering, like, what if that happened, to me? What if I got stuck and I couldn't, figure out a way how to handle this issue with my car because it's got problems because I have an older car, you know? I have to really, be thankful that I haven't had, worse situations like some of the ones that I see, and even car accidents, especially car accidents. I pray over those for sure because it's just so devastating to see that when it happens. So we are being called to do our earth angel duties every single time that we get a nudge from our angels to pray for someone, to say something, because you're calling angels to help them when you do that. You're actually calling the angels to them because the people sometimes can't do it for themselves because they don't know. They're in the middle of being distressed. They're distraught. They don't think about it. So be that earth angel for them and call on their angels to help them, okay? My angels are like, yes. Okay. Very good. And because I do that, I feel like, the angels have helped me when I've been in times of distress, like I was the other day with my car, and the alternator going out on me. That was a scary thing. I was able to park it, but I just really had a situation where I felt like I was not going to be able to complete the tasks that I had started out to do, which was, I was delivering food, and it was so weird because I had to deliver three different orders, and they were all within like a 1 mile radius of each other. And so I was able to walk the last one. It was a half a mile away from where my car stopped. I had to walk this person's order to their home. Okay. And it's just, I went out of my way because I that's the kind of person I am. But, I could have canceled that order and said, I'll just hang on to the food because I couldn't drive. My car shut down on me. But I just knew that, I could walk within, a few minutes and get there and get them their food and get back to my car in time for AAA to make it there. And that's what I did because that's the kind of person I am. And so I had compassion for that person who was waiting on their food, and I put them, their needs over mine at the moment. And I came back and I was able to get the help that I needed for my car to get it, I was able to keep it there for overnight where it was able to get, I parked it. I was able to get it into a parking lot space. I was able to park it okay enough for it to be stayed overnight where it was at. It was in a place where I wouldn't get a ticket or anything like that. And then I was able to go back the next morning and walk to my house because it was less than a mile from my house. Okay, that was another blessing that all this happened within a mile from my home. I was able to walk there that night to get home, to be safe, and then walk back in the morning to get my car, wait for AAA to come and tow it to the dealer, to the shop so that it could get fixed. So, yeah, I've been through a lot, but I'm still here. I'm still here smiling. I'm still here doing these videos and sharing these things with you guys because I love you. And I love the people that I interact with on a daily basis. And I just love bringing that light wherever I go. And I love to see people heal, okay? So this is why I do what I do. And once you start to really wake up to who you are as a light worker and a spiritual being, you'll want to do the same thing in your own special way, okay? All right, let's get on with it because I want to get through here and we got a little bit more to cover. All right. Gratitude, daily gratitude journal. Go and check on a friend or family member or volunteer to help others in some way. There's different things you can do. If you're really, one of those type of people who have a problem with just giving in general, do things like go through your closet and donate your clothes that you don't wear anymore to the Goodwill or to places where people need it. Like there are certain people who need clothes to wear for a job interview, and there are places that will collect clothes like that. And you might have some nice things in your closet that you don't wear anymore or that you don't fit anymore, but they're nice, and donate them. Help someone be able to get a job because you helped get them ready for their interview by giving them something nice to wear. Okay, go and sign up to be a mentor. Do some things that you're able to do for others, like mentor some children, coach some children if you're into a sport or something like that. Volunteer to be a coach for a summer, or go to a Boys and Girls Club and volunteer to sign up to be a sponsor. Go to a nursing home. and visit or perform. If you have a gift, like you're a musician like me, go do some singing or piano playing, or just make some make some plans to go and make some people happy on holidays. If you aren't able to visit your own family, go to a nursing home and make some elderly people happy, and give them something to smile about on a holiday. It doesn't matter even if you don't observe the holiday, go make somebody else happy, that that will appreciate it on a holiday or something like that. Build homes, volunteer to help with that, or go to the Peace Corps, or donate, whatever way you can. Give back to the community you live in, okay? These are just some ideas. These are not something you have to do. These are just ideas as far as how to unblock your heart chakra, okay? Meditate on heart-centered things, okay? Meditate on the things that will cause you to open up more to love, okay? Just if it's your twin flame, fantasize or visualize being with them, okay? And loving them more. They're going to feel it. They're going to feel that vibe that you're bringing to them when you're doing that meditation. If it's your kids, meditate on things like, what can you do to help your kids out, or to be more loving towards your kids? What can you guys do? Plan your weekends, plan to do something fun for the weekend with them. You've been working hard. You've been doing a lot. You've been juggling a lot of things, and your kids have been wanting you to spend time with them. Set aside some time, okay, to spend time with your kids, and make sure that they know that you're loved, they're loved, and that you are, still there for them, and you're still encouraging them to be the best version of them, because you're working on being the best version of you. It trickles down. It trickles down to your own children when you do these things, when you change and you start making big strides in your healing, okay? Isn't that beautiful? You're going to end up healing your generational curses because of this, okay? You're going to end up healing things that you're able to heal to help you be better parents for your children, so they can be better parents to their children. So you're not only doing this for you, you're doing this for your children and your children's children as well, okay? Meditate on heart-centered things. Raise your vibration by doing things you love, and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and others for their mistakes, okay? So again, going back to not holding grudges and not holding on to the past. Forgive. That is the biggest and quickest way to open your heart chakra, is to forgive everything. I don't care what it was, you guys. I have some stories, but I don't want to get into them right now. But one day maybe I will, of things that other people will say is unforgivable that have been done to me, okay? But I forgave, I chose to forgive. And those relationships and connections, it's up to you whether or not you want to make it into a actual relationship or continue into a relationship. You can choose to, or you can choose to be at a distance from this situation, whatever it was that caused you pain. But it's up to you. Sometimes, in some cases, your ability to forgive and to heal will allow them to see how they need to forgive and heal themselves. Because a lot of times people who hurt people are hurt people, And so what they say, hurt people. And so whatever happened to you also probably happened to someone else, more than likely, and that's the reason why they hurt you the way they did, okay? So you're going to have to find it in your heart to be able to forgive and to see where you can heal from that, so that you can also be a motivation for someone else to heal, okay? If they don't see anybody else healing, what's going to encourage them to heal? They're not going to do it, because it's not going to be something that, that they'll feel that they're confident enough to do or to tackle on their own, But just from you doing it, it gives encouragement that others can do it, okay? Understand what it means to be human. Okay, how do you do that? Well, forgiving. I mean, we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. People are going to hurt people. So if you can understand that and you can forgive that, no matter what it was, then you're going to be able to have more compassion for humanity, okay? That's automatic. It comes hand in hand. You're going to be more compassionate as a person if you do these things, okay? Get involved with an organization or group where you can contribute. Use your gifts, once again, to help others or make others happy. Start little classes, that you can do, that you're good at something, with kids or with adults, whatever it might be. Start a little class, that you're good at doing some kind of hobby, whatever that might be that makes you happy, and you want to share it with someone else. Do that, work on your mission. Attract your abundance and what you desire. In other words, if that is your twin flame, then attract your twin flame in more by doing the work, doing the healing work, okay? Raising your vibration. Raising your vibration will always magnetize things that you want to you, okay? Always. I've been doing it, and I've been working. I see it working in my own life, so I can definitely be the best witness for that. Anytime you raise your vibration, I have these cards. I have these cards right here. I told you guys I was gifted these cards, Raising Your Vibration Oracle cards by Kyle Gray, that I've been using. And I'm not a tarot reader, so I've never done that. But I do feel as though these cards were gifted to me for a reason. And so, I've been using them. And this is my first experience with a deck of cards. And it's helpful because this little deck of cards is really what I needed, to help me start on this journey. Do you realize one thing that I can say from this experience is that when I made the commitment to love myself, when I made the commitment to forgive the false twin flame experience that I went through, and to start realizing that, I had it was partly my own fault for not paying attention to the red flags. But at the same time, these were things that were meant to happen in my life to kind of, speed up my healing journey, okay? In a weird way, this false twin flame situation sped up my healing process because I was still healing the whole time I was with this person. And they were still showing me things that were significant and that pertained to the twin flame journey. I would never have done the research about twin flames. I would never have gone on to figure out what it is that I wanted to do as far as my mission is concerned. So I have to be thankful for this experience because, perhaps me meeting my true twin flame right away off the bat in the physical would not have made these things happen, okay? I wouldn't have this YouTube channel for you guys if this hadn't happened. I wouldn't, be doing any of these things. And if I hadn't started watching or looking at these cards and journaling in the last couple months, I would say since the beginning of 2023, I really decided to make a change in how I tackle my own healing journey. And so if I hadn't made that commitment to love myself, then I wouldn't even be having this series for you guys, because this chakra healing series has really, chakra cleansing series has really become, the end result of all of my own personal healing throughout this revelation that I was with a false twin, okay? So all of this is working together, you guys. You guys are going to see so many blessings, so many things happening as a result of your one decision to heal yourself. You're going to fly. You're going to fly, 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 okay? All right. Here's some affirmations you can say to yourself to help you in your heart chakra healing. I love me. I love you. I love my Creator. I love all of creation. I love my life. I am worthy. I deserve to be loved the same way I choose to love myself. I am thankful. I am generous. I forgive myself and others. I am open to giving and receiving love. I am connected. I give freely. I am an emotional being. Okay? And that forgiving myself and others, again, is going back to letting bygones be bygones, okay? You can't change the past, so stop holding on to it and see how many things that you are able to really notice about the improvements that are happening in your life after you let all that go. Okay? Give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling without judging it or condemning yourself for it, okay? So a lot of times, when your heart chakra is blocked, you close things off. You don't allow your emotions to flow freely. So once you start to heal your heart chakra, okay, this is what people don't understand. And this is why when we were in our dark night of the soul, we went through this, where we went through a lot of breakdown emotionally, and we would cry. We would have those crying spells as divine feminines, as people who, were emotional at the time. And we really, really went through those emotions in such a way where it was tough. It was really tough. There were times when I would just, trying to make it through work that day, because, there were times when if someone just said something, if someone would have said one word to me that would have set me over the edge, I would have been bawling my eyes out for the rest of the day, and I wouldn't have been able to finish my work shift. There have been days like that, back when you were in your dark night of the soul. That's how it is. You really are emotional because you're going through so much change. You're going through so many things that are shaking you up inside, that you really have to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. Try to do it in a safe space, but if you can't, just do what you need to do for you. If you have to leave early from work, do it. If you got to take a break, do it. Tell people, tell your manager, I just can't, I gotta leave. I'm sorry, I'm having a bad day. They're going to want you to try to make it through. But of course, if you're just at the point where you cannot, do what's best for you, okay? And tell them, I'm so sorry, I got to leave because I can't do it today, whatever. There's going to be days like that. There's going to be days like that because, tower moments will happen in this journey. The triggers will come, You do want to be able to get to a point where you can handle these things, but there will be times when you're not mature enough emotionally to be able to do that. And you may have to end up, excusing yourself. So just know that it's okay. Know that it's not the end of the world. Know you're not going to get fired from it. Know you're not going to, have anything bad happen to you if you're expressing yourself in emotional ways, because it's healthier for you to get those emotions out than it is for you to hold them in, because that's when you start to see the unhealthy manifestations of it. When you hold it in and you don't let it, come out, you start to get more pent up, more bitter, more angry, more jealous, all these things, and you'll start to react harsher to people at work. So, know that these are some of the things that you need to allow yourself to be okay with feeling. If you're able to get to the point where you can make it through the day and then you go home, let it out there, in the privacy of your own home, in a safe space. But just let it out. Okay, don't leave any of that inside of you, because that also will create more physical problems. Okay? Another way you can heal your heart chakra is to do something nice for a stranger just because. Okay? A lot of times, I will see someone on the street and I'll give them, money. A lot of times I'll do it if they're not even asking for it, because I just feel compassion for them and I just feel that they might need it at that moment. Again, angels nudging me to do it. I don't always give every single thing to every single person. There are some times when I don't feel the energy is right. I feel like it might be just a negative energy. So I have to be careful, because there are people that will try to take advantage. But, you will be able to feel those nudges once your intuition gets stronger, that will show you whether you should be, in the position that you're in to give to someone at that moment, All right. Also, protect your peace. Protect your peace. If you are not sure about going somewhere where you feel like you're going to be, in a situation or an environment where you don't feel safe, don't go. Say no. I don't feel like going. I'm sorry. I just don't want to go. I don't feel like this is going to be a good thing for me. Some people will still try to get you to do the old things that you used to do and that you might have enjoyed back then, but you don't enjoy now. Okay. Protect your peace. Learn how to say, no, I'm good. I'm not going to go, to the club or wherever. I definitely got a taste of that when I went with my brother, and I realized that I wasn't cut out for that anymore, So protect your peace. Breathe, okay? This is the other thing that I was saying about the heart chakra being associated with the air, the element of air. So this is the angels are telling me to remind you guys that of the Breathe series in our playlist section on this channel. That was going to help you get through a lot of the things that you are going through that might be difficult. And you need to remind yourself to breathe. Okay, that is a very good playlist to go in and follow, and let's look at those videos to see how you can handle things when you're under pressure. Okay, when you're under situations that are just difficult to deal with. Okay, the other thing you can do is speak your truth. All right, talk to someone and let them know, if it's a counselor or if it's a trusted person that you feel comfortable sharing your truth with. Do that, because that'll help you to love yourself more. Be patient with yourself, and remember, you are a caterpillar who will soon transform into a beautiful butterfly. Isn't that beautiful? You know, this journey is all about transformation, okay? And so we are that little caterpillar. And I think caterpillars are so cute. I don't care, if they're like, worms or whatever. They look like strange worms with feet. But they are so cute to me. And I used to play with them as a child too. And once, when I was in New York, I have a picture, or I actually took a little 15-second video clip of a caterpillar that ended up landing on my, for some reason it got on my chair, and then I put it on my leg, and I was just watching it crawl along the way, and then I just let it go. I took it back to a close by tree so that it could get, wherever it needed to go in order to make its, eventually make its cocoon. I didn't want to throw it down or kill it. I just felt connected to it. So I just took a little video of it crawling on my leg, and it was just this green, fuzzy caterpillar, bright green, fuzzy caterpillar, green. Okay, so that was a symbol of love from the universe to me. That's what it is. These are the little signs and synchronicities that you will have to show you that there is love everywhere if you just look for it. Okay, so the next thing is, see the beauty in all people and all things around you. Know that you are connected to all people, animals, and all things. Okay, that's one of the things that I've been able to experience as well on this journey. Animals that are just going to come up to you and be very loving towards you. It's a beautiful thing because you can experience that. It doesn't necessarily have to be your own pet. It can be some animal that you see, a stray animal. You could offer it some water or a food, if it's just hungry, just little things like that. It doesn't have to be your pet, but that animal's been out there and it's hungry. You're going to feel a nudge from the angels to give it some water and food, and you can just do that. And it doesn't have to be something continuous. That animal will be thankful, and it'll go on its way. But you were that saving grace at that moment. You were their saving grace at that moment, okay? Once you accept your compassion for all of life, once you accept this, okay, your compassion for all of life will multiply intensely, okay? So once you accept that you're connected to all people, animals, and things, you will accept that your compassion for all of life will multiply intensely, all right? It automatically does it. It automatically happens. You'll automatically feel more compassion each day when you start to do this and accept that you're connected. Practice accepting your beautiful body just the way it is, and tell yourself you love your body, and apologize to any parts of your body that you have abused or mistreated or betrayed due to poor choices or bad habits and addictions. Okay? This is very, very powerful, and the angels really wanted me to tell you guys that. So I'm going to read it one more time. Practice accepting your beautiful body the way it is, just the way it is, exactly just the way it is right now, and tell yourself you love your body. Look in the mirror, get naked, look in the mirror, and tell yourself you love your body, and apologize to any parts of your body that you have abused or mistreated or betrayed due to poor choices you've made or bad habits and addictions, okay? And you know what that is. Personally, you know what that is to you. But this is very, very powerful healing work. When you do this, a lot of things will shift in your body because it's listening to you. Your body listens to what you tell it. So always be kind and say loving things to it. Words are very powerful. Words hold a lot of power. So the more you're able to really be loving and kind to yourself and say loving and kind things to yourself, the more you're going to unlearn all those negative things that were told to you as a child growing up or as a teenager when you were getting bullied by kids. You're going to start to realize that you hold the key to your own healing as far as telling yourself loving things. You're going to reverse all that negativity that was done to you through those harmful words, okay? And it is true, words do hurt you. It's not that saying sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's not true. Words can hurt, okay? So you need to do the healing work of reversing all of that, because words are spellcasters, okay? When you say something to yourself, you're actually giving it power. Those words have power and meaning, you know. So if you're going to talk to yourself, talk lovingly to yourself. Don't talk down to yourself, all right? Open yourself up to love by doing meditations to draw in your twin flame. Write love notes to them or telepathically have conversations with them. Now, I do have a book, a journal that I write love notes to my twin flame in, and it's really helpful. You know, I feel that the messages will go to him, you know, through these journals that I have, and it's either the energy is getting to him, or he might actually, you know, telepathically hear me when I read it out loud, and I'm communicating with him. You know, we do have a lot of telepathic conversations, so you know, it's a very powerful thing, you know, when you can actually share things with your twin this way. Because even though you're maybe in separation or having lack of communication, there's always ways to connect. And these are the things that you need to understand how to do in order to feel that comfort and to be able to share love and send love to your twin flame so that they can feel it from you. And they're also doing the same thing for you, okay? Open up in a conversation and be real, okay? So that was the last thing I wanted to share with you guys. Being able to be open in your conversations and be real with people about yourself and speaking your truth is very, very powerful as far as healing your chakra, heart chakra as well. And so, you know, we're having these conversations now. I'm able to share with you guys a lot of things about my own experiences that are true, that have been happening to me. And so it's making me feel good to be able to share with you these things. And so, you know, find ways that you can do that with people that you're around, you know. Write it in the comment section if you feel led to. You know, if the angels are leading you to start opening up by writing things like in the comment section, do it. You know, see how it makes you feel. See if someone might get encouraged by what you say. Also, send positive energy to the channel by liking and subscribing to my channel, okay? So I appreciate you guys so much. I know this is a long one again, but hopefully, you know, you'll realize how much power there is in the heart chakra. Just from the examples that I've given you, the things that I've told you about the twin flame journey, how it helps on and works on that. And also just from being a light worker, your heart chakra is your center core chakra that's going to help you have compassion for all of humanity and allow you to continue to shine on your journey. Okay, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I'm going to try to make these other videos really, you know, within the next few days. So a couple days in between, I'm going to see if I can make the next video, which will be the throat chakra. And then we'll do the third eye, and then the crown chakra will be the last one, okay? So one more week. I think it's going to be done in about a week's time. I'm so excited to hear what you guys have been able to see growing and manifesting in your own life as far as this series is concerned. I've had a few people make comments, and I really enjoyed your comments. I really want to thank you. I've had a few people, you know, that just you know, are consistently giving me likes, and I just appreciate you guys so much. They're always looking for my shorts or looking at my videos, you know, and giving me motivation and encouragement to keep going. I love you guys. I'm sending that love and loving energy right back to you as well, okay? Thank you so much. I love y'all. See you next video. Bye-bye.